Hello, my name is Carla Bouvier, and I'm again on the phone with John Porter out of Florida, and we're taping to have some to give some more information about the impending investigation about the reason for Mary Mercedes. Is the profile real? There's been some speculation. It's been some I guess it occurred when a friend that I'm not disclosing kind of given me the impression that this woman was a fake, or if it's a woman, a fake profile, and most definitely involved in this ordeal with the conspirators, the five alleged. We're not for sure if Mary is even involved with the politicians or she's just making these things up, but for some reason, John Porter believes that Mary would be the key to a lot of the terror that's happening on Facebook and some that's not happening on Facebook in real life. Mary Mercedes gave me a lot of information that was not true about Caroline Kennedy Schlossberg and also the Kennedys and the Bouviers. So we're going to elaborate now a little bit, and this is for information with the FBI. The last time, and the police, the last time we talked, John and I had contacted that Stanwood, Washington Police Department and had spoken with a Greg Racer, in which he indicated that he had not heard of a Mary Mercedes. And Mary apparently posted something on my wall about her address and had sent me a copy. We've come inconclusive to all of this. We've come to the conclusion that there's probably more than one person responding to me in that fake profile. But whatever the case, these people clearly have shown some instability, some issues of some serious mental disorders, because it's just not logical or normal for a person to become asphyxiated or obsessed with an individual. And this is like myself, and this is my life. And so we're on the phone with John, and John made a point last night. We were talking. It was another woman by the name of Jackie Sponsler, Coch. Mary stated it was pronounced cock. Many pronounced it as cook. And also this Sonny Morgan, he also indicated that Jackie Sponsler, Cook or Cock, was allegedly a man, one of the men that has become obsessed with me and does not want to let go. This Sonny Morgan came in, started mentioning things about the case, and I don't know. According to Mary was stating that Sonny was unstable because Sonny would send me videos in the nude and a very explicit, precarious position, as we all seen on the video, and stating things about God and Jesus. And, these people clearly are showing signs that there's some mental unstableness. And John had mentioned a point about Karen Lynn Crozier, about Jackie Sponsler Cook or Cock, having features like Karen Lynn Crozier. And I remember there was a man that came to my wall about 4 or 5 years ago, right before I was trafficked the 100th time. And he mentioned that Karen had some obsessive issues and some mental issues. And this Karen Lynn Crozier, I guess her goal or her dream was to become like a Hollywood celebrity or something of that sort. And apparently what she's done, from what has been told to me, that she becomes obsessed with people that are in the arts or associated with Hollywood, in the movie business, or anyone that's on any form of celebrity status. And we did a background check last night, John and some friends of his, and pulled some information up on this Karen Lynn Crozier, and many are speculating it's possibly Mary Mercedes. They're the same people. And Mary, or this Karen Crozier, and I was on the phone last night going back and forth. But according to John Porter, he states that this Mary, or aka Karen, Karen Crozier, aka Mary Mercedes, wants to have some notion that she wants to be a part of my book or my life, which is totally preposterous. Totally this is the most bizarre thing I've ever heard. But the issue is what we're going to talk about today is this woman's motives and how did she become a part of my life? And, well, although I want to rephrase that, how is she trying criminally in all type of criminal manners to become a part of my up and coming book or this story of detail, which I think is totally insanity. So John is going to elaborate on something of this. John?
Well, good afternoon. And yes, let's get one thing out of the way before we go any farther. I do know where Karen Lynn Crozier is because she lives about 13 miles from where I'm sitting right now. And I have told Lady Bouvier about this. So let's get that out of the way first. Ms Crozier is pretty well known for being a criminal element here. Also, in Hollywood, she does go under the name of Karen Russell. She has shown in other elements where she is very, very, and I'm trying to find the right word for this, where she'll stalk the famous. In fact, Johnny Depp had to place a restraining order against her.
Yeah, I noticed her wall stating that she's in a relationship with Johnny Depp and hugging and kissing and, just bizarre things. So this woman clearly shows some signs of severe mental illness. Mm-hmm. And a criminal as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
On my site, she appears on four different sites on my 4 different profiles on my site. And I watch this, and I've kept it in mind. And every time this comes up, I've let Lady Bouvier know what's going on. She also has had a couple of fan pages. She's gotten in trouble with Facebook, and now she is pretty much quiet as Karen Crozier.
So you think
she claims to be a writer, an actress, and she has ties with people in Lady Bouvier's life.
Who would these people be, John, that this Karen Lynn Crozier, a.k.a. Mary Mercedes, has ties with in my life? That have been
last night, the big one we traced was a fellow by the name of Harold Miley Davis.
Well, Harold Miley Davis is on my friends list, but I've not met Harold Miley Davis. He's allegedly some type of entertainer, so how would he be connected with me? In what way?
Well, he's in the music world.
Okay, but I've still not met him. I know a lot of people in the music world, and I mean very famous people in the music world, but I have not met him.
She's trying to get in any way she can. Also,
but I don't think that's the connect with John. Hold on, we have to clarify this. Harold Miley Davis is not the connection with me and this Karen Lynn. Okay, so let's go ahead. Go ahead, explain.
That is a one connection. She's trying to get into the music business. Also, Ms. Crozier has been in jail in our local county several times. The last time was January 10th for drugs and distributing in a detention center, which is a jail. Now,
so wait a minute, John. John, let me hear this. Oh God, help me to get through this. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. So this woman, Karen Lynn Crozier, a.k.a. possibly Mary Mercedes, has been in trouble for not only distributing narcotics, but distributing narcotics in a prison institution?
A detention center, which is a county jail.
Jesus.
Now, quit laughing. I'm trying to get this out without me laughing.
Okay, go ahead, John.
Okay. If you have followed the last bunch of tapings, ladies and gentlemen, you'll note that we have fingered some of the 5 lowlifes who have been in drugs.
Yeah, that's true. So are you saying that this Karen Lynn Crozier out of Florida, aka Mary Mercedes, is connected with the 5 alleged lowlifes that are allegedly into drug trafficking that have been obsessed with me and wanting to hurt me? Is that
We
what you?
have said that, yes.
Okay.
Now, ladies and
Which
gentlemen,
one
the
out
one
of the
we have
5?
fingered the most, the one that we have fingered the most with this is Tiny Tavares and Rick Passaro.
Precisely. And how about Clubstead and Peter and Jim McGarrigle?
We're not leaving them out. Just that right now, this would be the possible connection that we.
So you think she would have ties with Tiny Tavares and Rick Fusaro, which Rick had mentioned that he was into drugs, and in the Tavares trucking in New Bedford and Fusaro trucking that was in New Bedford. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you think yeah, because Rick Fusaro mentioned he was talking to his friend Mary, and Mary mentioned quite a few things about Rick Fusaro. She was actually condoning his actions, saying that the police can't hold him for this and that. And now I think Mary has turned altogether against all of these people. Why do you suppose? She's this AKA Karen Crozier / Mary Mercedes. Is this Karen Lynn Crozier possibly related to people in Massachusetts and New York?
Wouldn't put it past her.
So probably related to some people that was connected to some of these men that become obsessed and jealous and envious of me.
Can I privy them to something Rick Passaro said in a 3-way conversation with him?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. He said that he had sources in Florida.
Yeah, that's right. And sources in Massachusetts and New York. So this Karen Lynn.
And has not Mary Mercedes said she has people in Florida?
Yep. And New York and Massachusetts, yep. And some of the lowlife women that have been has been known to be obsessed and jealous over some of these lowlife men, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I don't need this, John.
I told you what I did at the beginning of this because, sometimes I've even been fingered with Karen Crozier.
Yes, John.
And that is the case.
Yeah, yes, just John, I'm going to be honest. Yes. Okay, so basically, why does she keep on with this, Carla, call the police, get it over with, have them to arrest me? Why do you suppose she's...
Many people will try to push you with the old adage, I dare you step over this line, type deal.
So basically, she's like a...
She's tempting you to get her out of the way.
But basically, she's like the classic criminal sociopath. She wants to be apprehended and caught because deep down within, she's tired of the game. So that's why she's bad-mouthing people like Rick and this other woman that she knows in New York that's allegedly into drugs too. And, well, I guess it's time to end all of this, isn't it, John? So, all right. So you have anything?
Let me go a little farther with this.
Okay, because we don't have a whole lot of time.
Okay. Obviously, there's I think in the last video, I fingered Florida as a place that they have people in. I have fingered Texas, California, Jersey. I fingered New York, Massachusetts.
Precisely.
Okay. And like I said, it's time to get in.
Yeah, it is time for it to end.
Major epidemic.
So, but John, to clarify everything before we go, to clarify this is all construed behind the allegations of the lowlifes and the men that became obsessed with me, and then the other lowlifes that they've used in this. Is that correct?
That's right.
I mean, again, you mentioned something too with this Karen Lynn Crozier, aka Mary Mercedes, that this woman has no life. She has nothing else better to do than to sit up on Facebook and social sites all the time and post and spread lies, basically, and keep mess going.
Basically, she did suffer from. I'm probably gonna mispronounce this. Lord help me if I do. I don't mean to.
Go ahead, John.
But you pronounce it. I can't pronounce.
I know, but John, say it, because last night.
FUCH-S disease.
Well, from last night, I was told by a friend of yours that she suffers from obsessiveness and stalking disorder.
That too.
Okay, I gotta get going. Okay, I've got to get going.
I had trouble with that one
disease. Yep. Okay, well, John, I know, but John, I wanna end this because I have a life and I have things that I'd like to do, and I don't want to be discussing these people forever. It's time for the police to come in and apprehend some of these people and get this over with. Don't you agree?
I totally agree.
Okay, all right, John. Okay.
I want to see this ended.
Yeah. Okay, John. Okay, people, we will be back.
Information that can help Lady Bouvier.
And hold on, what's one more thing? Isn't this Karen Lynn Crozier, aka Mary Mercedes, related to a person who was one of these men that they use, connected to a woman in New York that has been allegedly connected to drug trafficking? I don't want to mention this person's name right now because it's just too embarrassing.
I have heard that.
No, okay. Well, we will have that all in the report. All right, then. Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, bye.